Now, it was another weekend of X Factor goss as there was an Irish goodbye and an X Factor judge freeze-off. Here to dissect all the goss are the Irish News of the World's showbiz editor Owen Murphy and fashion columnist Claudine Keane. Now, guys, let's start off with Bellamy. Gutted that Rebecca's gone.
I know. It was kind of on the cards. It was inevitable. Unfortunately, I think the problem for Rebecca is she was lumped in with 3 people who weren't at the same level as her, and she paid the price for it. And as we've said in the past, it's very hard for young people to identify with 4 people rather than 1 people, because you don't get the same story background, you don't get the same buzz about them, you don't get to know them personally. So while they were just kind of growing in the competition, they just didn't get the votes and they got the boot. And I suppose, sadly for Rebecca, I mean, last week she got struck down with tonsillitis and a chest infection, so she was struggling anyway. So to carry ill health and the rest of the band on her back, she was kind of, I think she was doomed from the start of it.
Yeah, what did you think of Rebecca?
You see, I really liked her because I got to meet her a couple of weeks ago when I went down to the X Factor, and she is a real character and she's full of life and you couldn't but love her. And
she's a gem.
She's a real nice girl. She's tiny and just adorable. And I felt so sad, you know, that she went. Obviously, I think she's an amazing singer, and I agree with Owen. I just think, you know, when you put people together that have never sang together before, completely randomers basically to each other, it's hard to gel. And as she said at the end, I think we've done very well for people who pretty much didn't know each other.
I hope she has the strength to ditch them, though, because I think she's.
Jerry Halliwell now has said she'd like to manage them.
Absolutely.
Do you think that's a good call?
No, not at all. I mean, let's be honest, Jerry Halliwell, I mean, she can barely manage herself. I mean, she was in town at the weekend in Crystal, and she was ice queen. I mean, she really was. I think it was Cold Spice rather than the Spice Girls. She just no to photographs, no to anything. She was with her boyfriend Henry Beckwith, and they were in the corner on their own, and they were just really standoffish. And you know, I mean, when she was a judge on the X Factor, she was boring.
Yes,
I'd rather have watched
really
the Oireachtas report than her.
Such a bad
you know,
judge.
she really brought nothing to the table, and I think she should walk clear of her. I really think Rebecca is a strong personality. She's a great singer. She's got a great look, she's bubbly, she just needs to get rid of the rest of the group because they held her back. And I mean, if it wasn't for Louis, I mean, Louis saved them, and he saved them once, and he brought it to deadlock. And I mean, he gave her every opportunity, and I have a sneaky suspicion that he only did it because there was an Irish girl in the band.
Absolutely.
Well, no, I thought Katie might go, and it went down to public vote. I was hoping to get rid of her, were you?
Rob and I were watching it actually at home when we thought the same as you, because there's something about Katie, although when I met her a few weeks ago I thought she was really nice. There's something kind of, I don't know, not genuine or something.
She's
Thank you,
fake.
There's just something, and I couldn't put my finger on it. Like, I liked her, and she was so nice to me, and we got on well, but I just felt behind it all, I'm not sure. Whereas Rebecca, you know, it's genuine.
She's trying to latch onto Matt, and she's flogged this story about the 2 of them hooking up and then denying the whole thing. And when she's on, when the vote off was there, and when they were coming down to the judge's decision, she was standing on stage blubbering like a twit.
Yeah,
I mean,
crocodile tears, nothing coming out.
Absolutely,
Totally dry-eyed.
It was pathetic. I mean, I just can't believe that Cheryl, again, the axis with Simon. I mean, I don't know why she didn't just get. I just don't know why she. Katie obviously is plugging the show. I mean, that's the only reason she's there. I'll be honest with you, she doesn't. I mean, I would actually put her in the same bracket as Wagner. They bring nothing to the they bring nothing to the table. It's the same tired old act week in, week out. I'm sick of her. And you know, at least Wagner is weird. And he, you know, I mean, he's if nothing else, he's interesting.
Yeah, and I think what it is with Katie is she is selling herself. You know, she's in the newspapers all the time. She's on the, you know, online on all the websites and stuff like that. And I think basically she's going to attach herself to anyone who's getting the publicity. And Matt's a favourite to win. So I mean, she's been quite clever, and she's
linking herself to
linking herself to him. But it's not nice, and the public kind of they start to cop on these things, and then they go against.
Tell me, Jamiroquai, big controversy. Cheryl and Danny Blankenham. I didn't see Jamiroquai, so what actually happened?
Very little. He's possibly the most boring man on the planet. The thing with it is, everyone keeps expecting JK to come out and be flamboyant because a lot of their videos are well styled and well crafted. But in the flesh, the man is not very nice. He's a nasty piece of work. He has no interest in people. All he's interested in cars and money.
Have you interviewed him?
I've met him 3 or 4 times, and he is just horrible.
Oh no!
Yeah, he really is. Again, he's trying to relaunch his career. We're better to launch it than on the X Factor, but you know.
So why are Cheryl and Danny personally against him?
Backstage, you know, the acts get to meet them backstage. There's a big Winnebago out the back. They stay there, and all the judges go in and say hello, and you know they fraternise beforehand. And mostly they'll all pose for pics for their Twitter accounts, and you know they have. He was having none of it.
Oh gosh.
He's joking. And what I find hilarious is like Bon Jovi comes on and sings with all the contestants. Yeah. Whereas JK out the back having his cup of tea and he doesn't want to know anything with anyone.
So that's why Cheryl and Danny didn't clap then?
No, not at all, no.
What I thought was weird as well was when he came out and said, I didn't know whether I wanted to do the show. I had my reservations about doing the show. And then he said, he looked in at the judges as if he's never seen them in his life and went, well, I know 2 of them, as if he had to check who the judges were. God. And I could see Cheryl just turn around and say, did he meet you before Danny? As if, like, what 2 does he know? But I found him kind of rude and arrogant, and I don't like, you know, his vibe at all.
Speaking about the girls, who do you think's winning in the fashion stakes? Who do you prefer over the weekend, Claudine?
Over the weekend, Saturday Cheryl, Sunday Danny.
Really?
Yeah, I thought Cheryl's outfit on Saturday was cool. The kind of, you know, tulip style dress and the little ankle boots. It's really cool. Danny's, I didn't think it was as flattering as it should be. It made her. It didn't accentuate her figure the way it should have. I loved the shimmer and the glitz she wore on Sunday, Danny, and I thought Cheryl was getting a little bit of kind of negative feedback, saying she looked like a Quality Street rapper. But I mean, I can't see any wrong in Cheryl. So you know, I was sitting behind her the other day, going, oh. Amazing, and I could see her new tattoo.
I thought the real winner though was Mary.
Yes, of course.
She
was unreal.
She's my favourite, so hands down she wins every week.
What's the story with the Halloween theme though? Could It Be Magic isn't a Halloweeny song?
Could It Be Magic? It's, I don't know, maybe Barry Manilow released it first on Halloween, I think.
I think
that was the kind of trick to it,
Cheryl turned around and said, you should have done something like I Put a Spell on You.
Yeah.
And I can see where she's coming from, but I do think they can incorporate the themes, but they really, really have to do a good song. And that's the main thing.
I also think that Cheryl realises that Mary is the real threat to her from Louis, and obviously there's a little bit of tension between Cheryl and Louis at the moment, and she's going to have every chance she can, she's going to take a pop at her. Louis came out, he gave her a contemporary song. Take that song, restyled her, she looked incredible, and she knocked it out of the park. I would be amazed if she wasn't #1 in the voting. I talked to her on Saturday, and she was a different woman.
Oh, good.
She was a different woman. She obviously had a little bit of a wobble the week before. She was given the wrong song. There was, you know, we talked about it again. There was a lot of pressure on her. She's just a different person. I believe her daughter is coming over next weekend.
Oh, brilliant.
She's going to brave the flight. She's going to go over.
Yeah.
And I think you've yet to see the best of Mary. I think she's really going to come back. And I think next week, I've been promised you're going to see a new style with Mary, and you're going to see an incredible song. So the best is yet to come.
And you'll be back next Monday, both of you, to talk me all through it again.
I will, definitely will.
Thank God for that.